Hey guys, welcome back to Rushing Waters Yoga. If you saw my last video I posted with our update and information, Rushing Waters Yoga, formerly known as Earth to Us Yoga, is moving into an all online format for the month of July. And this is our first video that we're going to bring to you guys with this new series, and this is Yoga for Better Sleep. This is the personal practice that I do every night before I get ready for bed, and it just helps me work out any sore muscles and prepare myself for sleep. So go ahead and get into some comfortable clothes. This is going to be a very short flow, and I guarantee you're going to enjoy it. We're going to begin this practice in child's pose. Everything is going to be done either on your abdomen, on your hands and knees, or on your back. So we're going to go ahead and start in child's pose. We're going to open up those knees wide, kiss those big toes together, set that seat back on the heels, drop the head down, and then walk those hands out forward, just taking that head all the way down to the mat. We're going to relax the neck, relax the shoulders. Those biceps are pulled into the ears here. Just taking a few deep breaths, breathing in and out of the nose through this whole practice, just a steady and controlled breath. So breathing in and out of the nose, relaxing the neck, just stretching through the inner thighs and the tops of the shoulders. We're going to create a little space in the left rib. So we're going to walk the hands over to the right side here, dropping that head back down. If you want to take this a little bit deeper, you can place that left hand on the back of that right. But just pulling that left shoulder away from the left hip here. So we're crunching through that right rib as we open deeply through that left. Continuing that steady breath. We're going to walk those hands all the way over to that left side here. Once again, you can take it deeper by placing that right hand on the back of the left, dropping the head down to the mat. Opening through that right rib here, getting that good deep stretch on that right side. And then walking those hands back forward. Let's walk them out just a little bit longer this time, drawing those biceps just a little tighter into the ears. And then taking one deep inhale through the nose, breathing in all the air, rolling up onto the hands and knees. We're going to walk those hands back under the shoulders. Those knees are going to come under the hips here. Pressing all four corners of the palms into the mat. The tops of the feet just gently rest on the mat here. Inhale, lifting that tailbone, dropping that navel, lift the head into cow. Exhale, hips tuck under, navel to spine, drop the head into cat, really rounding that spine. Inhale back into that cow pose. Exhale, roll into cat. Inhale into cow. Exhale, roll into cat. Let's get one more inhale into that cow pose. Lifting the tailbone, dropping the navel, the head lifts up. And then exhale, dropping that head, rolling those hips and rounding that spine, pressing all four corners of the palm into the mat. Now coming to that neutral spine, let's find that child's pose again. So we're going to open up the knees wide, set the seat back. We're going to go ahead and walk that right hand forward, taking that left hand palm up. We're going to thread it underneath that right hand here, walking those right fingertips out long, threading that needle through, finding that little twist here. Just preparing ourselves for bed here, relaxing the body, just steadying that breath here, slowing down that heart rate. And just taking those deep breaths. We're going to take that left hand, we're going to extend it long. And then take that right hand palm up, threading it underneath that left arm, dropping down to the elbow, the shoulder, the back of the hand rests on the floor, the mat, or even the bed if you're doing this practice in your bed. All of this can be done in the safety of that bed if you desire to do that. Just steadying that breath. And then releasing that right hand back into that child's pose, collapsing all the way down. And then on that next big inhale, whenever it serves your body, press back up onto those hands and knees. Walking those hands back under those shoulders, those knees back under the hips. Now we're going to take this left leg, we're going to extend it long and then drape it over the back of that right leg here. So we're just finding a little twist as we gaze over that right shoulder back at that toe. So that leg is pointed hard. We send all the energy out of that toe. We gaze over that right shoulder and we press that right knee firmly into the mat here. And when we press that right knee firmly in, we feel that deep stretch move into that outer seat and that glute muscle here, relaxing that hip. Now we go ahead and bring that left leg back in, making sure those hands are under the shoulders. We're going to take that right leg back with the pointed toe. We're going to drape it over the back of that left leg. And then looking over that left shoulder back at that pointed toe, pressing deep into that left knee here. We feel that left outer seat fire up as we get that good deep stretch. Stretching into the hip, into the outer seat, that piriformis muscle. We may even feel that stretch move down into the hamstring. A little twist, a little stretch on that lower spine. And then bringing that right knee back in. Now this is one of my favorite movements here. Coming to that straight spine, once again walking the hands out under the shoulders. We're just going to drop those hips down to the left, touching the heels, then lift them to the right. So those hip circles here, we drop the hips to the left, touch the heels, then lift to the right. Let's get a few more of these circles at your own pace, finding a little freedom in this movement here, working with your breath, working with what your body needs. You know what your body needs here, just to find a little relaxation, find a little movement of those muscles. Now when we find a good stopping point, we're just going to change that direction, dropping the hips to the right, touching the heels, then lifting to the left. So we drop to the right, touch the heels, lift to the left. Now going at your own pace, once again, just find that comfortable movement, whatever serves your body here. Whatever helps you, just find a little freedom. A little freedom in this movement, in this practice here, just preparing ourselves for that good deep sleep. And then let's get one more. Coming back to that neutral spine here. Now we're going to go ahead and roll over into that reclining position. We're going to roll it all the way down. We're going to draw the knees into the chest here. So those knees come tightly into the chest. We're going to take that right hand to right knee, left hand to left knee. Let's zip those legs together and make some little circles on the ceiling. So those legs are zipped together, big toes all the way to inner thighs. We're massaging that lower back and the sides of the spine on the mat here. Massaging that pelvis, getting a little good movement through those hips. So we're just making those tiny little circles once again. And then find that stopping place and just change that direction. Just moving in that opposite way here. Allowing yourself to have a little freedom in this movement. Allowing those breaths to be deep. We're just bringing it on down to the mat here, on down to our beds. Now releasing those knees, taking the feet all the way down to the mat. We're going to take that left ankle atop that right thigh. Reach behind that right hamstring, making sure that that right knee is in alignment with that right hip. And then we're going to flex that left foot. We're going to feel that deep into that left hamstring. Maybe even working up into that left seat once again. And we're just going to take a few deep breaths here in this reclining pigeon pose. We're not forcing our bodies to crunch in too far. We're just bringing our bodies to that stretch, holding it there, and then using that breath to release any tightness, any built up tension in the hip here, in the outer seat, in the hamstring. So just take a few deep breaths here in this pigeon pose. We're just relaxing here, moving into that deep rest. Breathing deep in and out of the nose, just continuing that steady and controlled breath. Now releasing that right foot back down to the mat. We're not uncrossing that leg just yet. We're going to go ahead and come into that reclining shoelace. So we're going to take that leg, we're going to drape it on over. So that left hamstring touches that right thigh. And then we just drop those legs over to the right. So the shoulders are going to stay firmly planted on the mat here. We're just twisting from that navel down. So the legs just fall over to the right here, releasing that outer seat, releasing that lower back. This is so beautiful for that lower back here. Once again, one of my favorite stretches before bed, just to release that spine. Releasing any tension, any tightness that is built up in that lower back. Just breathing deep here. Just feeling your body, touching the mat, touching the bed, whatever it is. Just feeling your body and embracing this space. And then on that next inhale, we're just going to lift those legs back up, uncrossing that left leg. Now we're going to take that right ankle atop that left thigh, reaching behind that left hamstring, drawing that leg in, making sure that knee is in line with that hip, and then flexing that right foot. We're going to feel that stretch into that hamstring, wrapping around into that glute muscle, that outer hip here. Just breathing deep. We want to feel that stretch, never that strain of the muscle. So if you notice that you're holding your breath or you're holding that tension in your leg, go ahead and release that pose. All of these poses should be very beneficial, very relaxing for your body. We don't want that pressure to build up there. We're just going to take a few deep breaths here. Feel free to close your eyes if that serves you while we hold these poses. Just preparing ourselves for that deep and restful sleep here. We start to push the world away. We push the busyness away, the to-do lists, the worries of yesterday, the fears of tomorrow. None of that exists here in this space. Just bringing our awareness fully and completely to our mats, to our bodies, and to our breath. Go ahead and release that left foot down. And then take that right leg, draping it on across, coming into that reclining shoelace. And then letting those knees fall over to the left here. That right hip lifts up. We just twist from that navel down. So the shoulders are still planted on the mat. Just rest the hands wherever they fall. No wrong or right way to place those hands. We're just letting those knees fall over to the left, twisting from that navel down. Just taking a few deep breaths, relaxing that spine. We're not holding that pressure here. If this twist is ever too much, you can stack a few pillows to that opposite side so that those legs actually rest on those pillows. But just breathing deep, not allowing that pressure to build up. That breath should be slow by now. That heart rate should be slow. And then on that next inhale, we're going to go ahead and lift those legs back up, uncrossing that right leg. We're going to bring that right foot to right hand, left foot to left hand. We're going to come into that happy baby here. So flexing those feet, putting the feet print up on the ceiling here, drawing those knees down. Maybe you find that little rock or sway that you had before. Maybe you find some stillness here. Whatever serves you, you know what your body needs, whether it needs that movement or that stillness. But we're just stretching through the hamstrings here, stretching through the backs of the legs, on down deep into those hips once again. And we just begin to quiet the mind, never emptying our mind, but just quieting the mind down. We bring our awareness to this space, to our bodies, our breath, and the mat that we rest on. Just allowing that breath to be deep. Now we're going to go ahead and release those feet back down. Drawing the knees into the chest one more time, getting a good lift on that lower back. And then taking it all the way down into that reclining butterfly. So the knees fall open wide here, the soles of the feet press together. If you need to take a few pillows behind those knees, feel free to do that here. But we're just going to let those hips fall open, creating some space in between the hips. The knees just fall open naturally. We let gravity do all of the work for this pose. Just resting those hands where they fall. We're going to go ahead and close those eyes. This is that final pose, preparing ourselves for that good sleep tonight. Relaxing the body, relaxing the breath, relaxing the mind here. We're just going to quiet down the day. Just going to turn off the world. And just rest completely and fully into this space. Holding that space for yourself here. Just resting in that peace. And taking just a few more deep breaths. We embrace that peace in our spirits, that peace in our body, and that peace in our minds. Now on that next inhale, we're going to go ahead and close those legs. And then on that exhale, we're just going to extend those legs out long. Just stay with me here for just a few more minutes. We're going to place that right hand on our heart, that left hand on our abdomen, letting those elbows fall by our side. And we're just going to feel that breath, feel that air as it enters our lungs, the rising of our chest and abdomen with every inhale, and then as we exhale, it falls. God, we thank you for each and every breath that you have given us. It is such a gift. We praise you with each and every breath that we take. God, we thank you for our bodies, this ability to move, the ability to stretch and lengthen those muscles. We thank you for this practice tonight. And we thank you for this deep sleep that we know that we will have, this restful sleep. God, we thank you for your peace. Your peace is unlike anything that we can discover in this world. We embrace your peace, your understanding, your clearness of thinking. And we just embrace that good, complete rest tonight. No worries of yesterday, no fears of tomorrow, just that good, deep sleep. Resting in you and resting in who you say that we are. thank you so much for this practice today, that you continue to bless us and watch over us. God, we thank you for all that you do. Taking just a few more breaths here. Just breathing into this space. Allowing that breath to be deep and slow. And this is where this class ends. Thank you so much for joining me today. I pray that you have a beautiful and peaceful sleep, that you have a wonderful day tomorrow. Thank you so much. Namaste.